Hi guys, I'm trying this again. I have been trying to go live literally for like 20 minutes and I'm hoping this time it works. I don't see anything yet though, but we're going to try. We're going to see if this is working. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with any of this stuff. I have been trying. This is my second app. I'm trying to literally go live for you guys and it's not working. If it's not one thing, it's another. Okay, I think we're getting there. I just saw something. Okay, what happened during Christmas story time? I think we did it. I think I'm live. I think this is it. Okay. Now I don't have to start all over. Cuz that's exactly what was about to happen. I was fixing to start all over and if it didn't work, I was about to shut it down. Like I'm so over it. Anyway, I'm glad this is working. I'm glad everything is good. All right, got my monitor on and all that. So listen, I know I've been absent. I've been MIA for a little bit, but Decatur Morgan. I have had literally the worst holiday season ever. Like, you know, it's been the worst. It literally has been the worst. It started Christmas Eve was great. I was cooking. I started marinating everything and setting everything up. Christmas morning gets here. I'm a pretty fast cook. I start cooking and, cleaning as I go, just do a normal routine. I had to get up hours ahead of time. So I had my meal. If you follow me on Facebook, I, took pictures of everything. And my daughter usually goes to Christmas dinner or breakfast at her dad's first. So they do breakfast and then she comes and then we have lunch or dinner. We call it Christmas dinner, but it's Christmas, but my family likes to eat early. So I said, come, between 12 and 1 and we're gonna eat and, just have fun with Uncle Luke because, he's 85 years old now. So every chance we get, we want to, rally around him and do the family thing and show family love and all that kind of stuff. So we were sitting around the table waiting for Bree and I started plating the food and my uncle was like, I'm gonna go ahead and pray and Bree's gonna be late because we're about to start eating. So I'm like, okay. So he sits down, he starts praying over his food because he's ready to eat. And we're into the meal. Like, it's almost time for dessert. Like, he has had so much fun. And I was asking my mom, I was like, aren't you hot? Like, take your, stuff off. But she's cold natured or whatever. So she was like, I'm fine. And my uncle says, well, I'm hot. And I'm like, what is going on? Why are you hot? And he's like, I'm hot. And it dawned on me, when he gets too hot, he will, begin to pass out. And I was like, are you okay? And he says, yeah, I'm fine. And then he starts to slump. He starts to, just pass out. And I'm like, oh my God. So my mom is like, something's not right. She's never seen him like this, I don't think. She's like, something's like not right. What's wrong with my brother? She's yelling at me and I'm like, I'm here. So I go and I grab something to fan him with, but to try to cool him down. It's not working. And then he stops breathing. Like literally he's not breathing. And I'm like, did something get lodged in his throat? So I start doing Heimlich procedure. There's nothing in his throat. There was a little food in his mouth or whatever, but there's nothing in his throat. So I'm doing, every precaution. I'm turning on fans. I'm, making sure I'm rubbing his chest and making sure that he has a heartbeat, checking for his pulse. And meanwhile, I'm telling my mom, call 911. You need to call 911 now. So little did we know, a bomb went off in Tennessee and it knocked everything out. Internet, towers, everything. The guy, I don't know if he's a Unabomber or what, but he did a sacrificial bombing. It was like a suicide bombing. And that whole mess was going on. And of course, we don't know because, we're in the middle of Christmas. There's no televisions on. We're trying to get, service. So they're having a hard time hearing us as we're on 911 asking for help. My mom gives me the phone. I'm like, they can't hear me either. Maybe you need to walk outside. I can't leave Uncle Luke alone. She finally gets through to them, and I give them the address, and mom is trying to talk to them, but they can't understand her. She can't understand them, but they finally, get to the house. They get here, and they're working on Uncle, and then he says, I'm fine, I'm okay. I don't want to go to the hospital, And I'm like, you don't want to go to the hospital? Like, you don't really understand what just happened. And he's like, I don't want to go to the hospital. Don't make me go to the hospital. All right. So, the guys that come from like emergency, they know my uncle. And so they were like, are you okay here? He's like, no, this chair is hard. I want to go sit in my chair. So he goes into the TV room. He has a man cave here. So he goes to the TV room. He sits down, and my mom starts yelling for me again. I run down my hallway. She's like, he's throwing up everywhere. I have to call 911 back. So after this, they take him to the hospital. I'm talking about, this was like less than 5 to 7 minutes. And I'm like, I have never seen him get this sick before. This is, unreal. So they admit him into the hospital, but we had to wait like for hours. They have turned the waiting room at the hospital into a COVID unit because they don't have enough, space for all the COVID patients. So you have the non-COVID patients and you have the COVID patients. And so we can't go in the hospital. If you're not a patient, you can't go. So I'm at like the desk area and I'm telling them what happened. And I'm like, one of us needs to be back there because he's not going to know what to tell the doctor. Of course, he's out of it again. So he's not talking to anybody. So the only people that are back there that, can tell the story, is the ambulance people. And so, hey, Vern, I'm getting better. The only people that, can tell the doctors and the nurses what happened is, the EMTs. So I don't know what the EMTs, had to say about the situation, but after hours, and I do mean hours of waiting, they decide that they're going to admit him into the hospital. So, they admit him, he goes to the 4th floor, and I get a call from the hospital Christmas night. And they tell me that my uncle, hey Una, my uncle has a mass in his head. It is not affecting, his brain, we don't think. But we have to call in a specialist. She has to come and look at it. It could be a blood clot. We don't know. And I'm like, are you serious right now? And they're like, yeah. So this is Christmas Day. So I'm like, all right, keep in touch with me. My mom calls. They give her information. I call, and they're like, well, it's the weekend, everybody's on vacation. I'm like, so my uncle has a mass in his head, close to his brain. It's, Christmas night, but nobody can come because everybody's on vacation. Are you going to let him die? And they're like, no, we found somebody. It's not a neurologist, but, it's like somebody who deals with blood clots. And so what they're going to do is they're going to come and, look at the x-rays, get an MRI so we can see what's going on. So I'm like, all right, do what you need to do. You know, can I call you back? Or are you going to call me? So the nurse is like, you're going to call. I kid you not, the day after Christmas, the woman comes. I guess she does what she's supposed to do, or, she does what she can. But of course, it's Saturday, right? The nurse calls me, not with an update, but she says, your uncle is being discharged and he wants you to come and pick him up. I'm like, I beg your pardon? Didn't you tell me last night that he had a mass somewhere in his head and you didn't know what it was? She said, well, everything looks fine. We don't think it's doing anything. And so this is my uncle. Hey, Uncle Luke, I'm live. You need me? I said, I'm live. Do you need me? I'm live on the air. Okay. I'm glad I did this live because if this had been a video, like what the heck is he talking about? Thank you guys. Hey Jordan. Um I'm gonna look at you guys' messages here so I don't try to get you guys a glare. Um as you can see, he's fine or whatever, but they told me, come get him from the hospital because he's being dismissed. He's being discharged. And I'm like, hey, Keisha, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he just had a mass in his, head. Like, what are you talking about? Dismissed. Long story short, I go to pick him up, bring him back home. He's very weak. I get him something to eat because all he's had is fluids, but they did do like breakfast, but he didn't like it. They did lunch. He barely ate it. So I made him something to eat whenever I got him home, right? So he's home and we go to bed. He goes to bed early, like 8 o'clock. I'm like, why are you going to bed so early? He's like, I'm just tired. I don't feel good. So I'm like, okay. The next morning, which is Sunday, we get up and he didn't have breakfast. And I was like, do you not want to eat? Do you not, want your breakfast? And he was like, I just want to sleep in. I want to sleep in. And so he slept in. He finally got up and ate something. He ate like 2 meals and a snack that day, and then he goes to bed early again. And I'm like, something's not right. So Monday morning comes, I call his doctor. She's not in, leave a message, she'll be in later. I said, okay. So it's Monday, Joseph gets here, and I went to a restaurant to pick him something up to eat. Hi, Tanya. I went to pick him something up to eat, for lunch. He loves a fruit salad every morning for breakfast. And so I'm like, okay. So I get up, I set everything out. I said, do you want me to bring you lunch? He says, I'm not hungry. I said, you have to take your medicine. I've already given him his shot. He has insulin every day. So I try to give it to him the same time, every morning. And he said, I'm coming to the table. So as he's walking to the table, he's kind of shaky, and Joseph finally arrives. Joseph gets there like about 11:30 every morning. And Joseph is like his caregiver. He's here for 2 hours every day. And so Joseph, grabs him from behind and, he makes it to the table. He ate his lunch And then Joseph is like, come on, we have to get you for, your shower. So he's going into the bathroom. He's barely done with his shower. I hear Joseph yelling for me down the hall. So I take off. I'm like, oh my God, he fell in the shower. Like my mind is just going everywhere. I get to the hallway and there's Uncle Luke passed out in the hallway. Joseph was like, we took a like really quick shower because he said his back was hurting. So I was trying to get him to the bedroom. And then, hey, Sharon, I tried to get him to the bedroom. And then he's, boom, passed out in the hallway, drooling. And then his breathing gets shallow. And then he slumps over. He's not breathing. Same thing. I call 911. He's trying to come to. The lady on the phone is like, talk to him. Let's ask him some questions. Let's try to get him, to where he's talking to you. Don't let him go to sleep. So I'm telling her about what happened at the hospital. And she's like, why did they dismiss him? I'm like, I don't know. I think because they were short staffed. They didn't have, enough people to like take care of him. He wasn't a COVID patient. They were only concerned about the COVID patients. They weren't concerned about anybody else. Everybody else was sitting around. They had people at the hospital in the aisles of the hospital on hospital beds because the COVID patients were like the first responsibility. So if you were having a stroke or a heart attack or you broke your leg in 5 places, you're not a priority, period. And so I'm like, you have to be kidding me right now. Like, what is going on? We get him finally into the ambulance. My mom, comes down. We're still at the house at this point. The EMTs get here. It's the same people. They know what's going on. We finally get him awake to where, we think he knows what's going on. He goes out again. And they get a defibrillator. They put him on the bed. They're rushing like as fast as they can. Like, time is of the essence. So they finally get him into the ambulance, but the truck isn't moving. The ambulance isn't moving. So my mom jumps out of the car. I'm driving, a nervous wreck, but I'm driving. She gets out of the car and she runs to the back of the ambulance and she's like, what is going on? And they're like, we're working with him. We're trying to keep him awake. You know what I'm saying? Just, we're going to go. We're going to go. So mom gets back in the car and we follow them. We go to the hospital again and we're like, it's the same problem. And of course, again, they say, well, you guys can't go back there. You can't go back there. We have to communicate like this because the waiting area is for COVID patients. So everybody in there that you see, they're not visitors. They're not with somebody. Those are COVID patients. So we cannot let you in. And I'm like, he doesn't have any clothes on. He's probably freezing to death. I don't know if he's awake. I don't know what's going on. All they say is we're working on him. And, they give me this little hospital card, which they give you a card like this. It's like a little hospital card and they write the phone number on there and they give you a passcode. And so the passcode is for you to connect with a certain nurse that's working with a non-COVID patient. So ridiculous. I'm calling like every 15, 20 minutes or whatever. And then he gets assigned a nurse or whatever because they consider him to be, serious at this point. We sat outside of the hospital in the car for 6 hours. And then, I'm like, I have to take mom home. She hasn't had anything to eat. My mom is 70 years old. She's also a diabetic. I have to get her home. So I stop, we get food, I take her home. And, and an hour later, they call me back from the hospital and says, Uncle Luke is being discharged, it'll be like about 30 to 45 minutes if you want to head back up here, or did you guys stay? I'm like, no, we didn't stay. I was there, my mom was there, my god sister were there. We're trying to get information. You guys are horrible communicators, and now you're sending him home. I don't know why he keeps passing out. And she goes, well, we can't really detect that in the emergency room. I'm like, are you not going to admit him? It's Monday now. I'm sure there are some doctors. There has to be a hospitalist. And they're like, well, what you can do is get in touch with your family doctor. I said, lady, I was on the phone with his family doctor when he passed out. They said, call 911 and get him to the hospital. You need to call them back because we can't do, we can't do anything like at this point. We don't have, the staff. Like, and then she says to me, this is his nurse that works at the hospital here where I live. She says to me, if I were you, if you have to do this again, you need to go to Madison or Huntsville, which is the next town over, which is like 40 minutes away from where we live. Because they're equipped to deal with, respiratory, and they have a neurologist on staff, and they're better equipped than we are. And I'm like, are you guys doing this to everybody that's not a COVID patient? So you're telling even children don't get a pass unless they have COVID at this point? So everybody that doesn't have COVID is in trouble, basically, is what you're saying. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Like, there's no way on this planet. Hey, Lainey. I mean, I've literally been mad. Literally, this whole holiday season. So, I talked to his, doctor. We're going to get him in to see her Friday. And then she's like, you know what? Stephanie's like, if it happens again, they're right. Bring him here. Bring him to Huntsville. Don't go back to that hospital. She was like, I wouldn't even suggest that you go to that hospital if you need to, because their only focus is COVID patients, which lets me know it's all about money. It's all about money. They don't care. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go in the kitchen. But that's the only thing that they care about at this point is the money. And I'm just like, I can't even believe this is happening. You guys literally don't care about, anybody. Like, you guys are just doing this for a paycheck, literally. The only reason that you are working, the only reason you have your jobs is because you want a paycheck. And that's it. You don't care about us as patients unless we, say, oh, well, we have COVID. That's the only reason. And the first thing they did was test him for COVID. That's the first thing. Yes, I was in the emergency room. It is different. I mean, I've never been treated like that in the emergency room before, though. Like, never. Never on this planet. I have to make my uncle a grilled cheese, so, I'm kind of moving around talking to you guys. There's going to be some weird angles here, so, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's how my holiday has been. It's been crazy. Uncle, do you want something to drink too?
Yeah, give me a small,
Well, I like juice, tea, there's orange juice, water. Orange juice?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys can, the only hospital here in my town, they'll let you die. Well, the thing is, we have 2 hospitals, and they said don't go to Parkway because, they're only handling COVID patients. So that leaves Decatur General, which apparently they're only handling COVID patients as well. So So anyway, that's how my holiday has been going. It has been crazy. I can't even believe the crap that we've like been through. It's nuts. So I'm making grilled cheese because that's what he wants. He wants a snack, so we're doing grilled cheese. So how was you guys' holiday? What did you guys do? What did you get for Christmas? Do you guys want to watch me cook? No, it's fine. I mean, as long it's all about him. As long as he's okay, then that was like my main concern. But I was just kind of feeling some type of way because these people literally, I mean, they literally didn't care. Period. They didn't care at all. And it was just so weird. What are you guys saying? I gave for Christmas. I purchased from several small businesses. That's good. My son was in the hospital for 2 days right before Christmas. They wouldn't let me in. They had him in a bed in the hall. Yep. Jordan said I literally did nothing. I laid in my bed all day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was great. Well, I'm glad somebody got some rest. Jordan, you're living my dream life. Oh my God. At least somebody got some rest. Well, Uncle said when he was in the hospital, he had a good old time watching sports. So that's what he was doing in the hospital, watching sports. My uncle loves grilled cheese sandwiches. He likes them smushed. All right, grilled cheese is done. All right, so now I got to do peanut butter and jelly. I did a little bit of work on my online clothing store. I have workout gear. Cool beans. I was just about to ask that, Lainey. Like, how is your son doing? Is he okay? What happened? I know. Vern Jordan is like a really good dresser. I know he's got good stuff. Yep. Been on for some hours. See your previous post. What did you say? I gave for Christmas. Literally did nothing. Lainey, I hope he's doing better. Did a little bit of work. Thank you, Vern. Oh, Jordan. What is the name? See my previous post. Fell asleep watching the Nutcracker. I had Christmas with my sister. It was a blast. I'm still expecting gifts though. The best gifts are after Christmas because, you know, the holiday sales. That's what I look forward to. And I tell people all the time, don't buy gifts until after Christmas. The best gifts are after Christmas. I gotta take the crust off the sandwich because he doesn't like the crust. So I gotta take the crust off. Fix the orange juice. I got this massive cake. I'm not sure if I can type it in here. Yeah, you can type Jordan. Really? I'm your godmother. Of course you can type it in here. Shop Amazon, get it delivered. I know that's right. Current situation, enjoying hot chocolate. I'm thinking about getting a cup of coffee. I just did a video on small businesses I purchased from. That is awesome, Vern. Hey, chop it up. All right. I'm making my uncle a snack. Chop it up. So we're about to go in here and see Uncle. If I can do this with one hand. Uncle, you said a grilled cheese and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? Oh, don't let it fall. There you go. You might want to lean your seat back a little bit. Let me go get your orange juice. Okay. All right, Uncle. Say hi to everybody. Everybody online is concerned about you.
Tell them I say hello.
They can see you. You see, he's doing fine. He's eating. He has got grilled cheese, peanut butter jelly, and orange juice. So he's doing good, y'all. Okay. I'm going to try to scoop this over a little bit for you.
I got it.
This orange juice is in this green cup right here.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah, he's doing good. So we're going to get him to the doctor as soon as possible so that we can find out what the mass is and all that good stuff. Jordan, he's been asking about you. Lily came over here and he said, where is that light-skinned boy? I said, his name is Jordan. What do you mean? So I know everybody. I told him one day, I said, everybody on my show is so concerned about you. If I don't tell them how you are, they totally they don't think about me. He thinks I'm lying, but you know, it's the truth. I'm like, they don't think about me at all, period. Let me see. Okay. Do I need my ring light back on, or are you guys okay? Can you guys see and hear me? If not, I'll put it back on. Yeah, he's good. But Jordan, you're going to have to come see him because he's like, where is he? And okay, I'll let him know. Your granddad came by here and brought him some stuff that he asked for. Lily came by, which is my god sister, y'all. She came by here, and we've had a lot of visitors, a lot of phone calls. So that made him feel, really good that people were, concerned about him. But I'm gonna do a review. I love you too. Of course you can. I don't even know. I know you're not a member, but let me see if I can make you a mod real quick for tonight. So that way you can drop your link. Jordan also has a YouTube channel, you guys, and he's trying to grow. He's coming to YouTube officially. So if you guys want to subscribe to Jordan, Jordan, drop your link so they'll have an opportunity to subscribe to you. And then drop your link for your store. Jordan does a lot of things. Jordan has been my cameraman. He's been a photographer. Like, Jordan does a lot of stuff. So he's a store manager. Like, Jordan is a busy man. Like, but I'm gonna do a review on that hospital because, in my opinion, getting back to the subject at hand, my holiday experience, I feel like, and not just my uncle, without being biased, like the people who don't have, COVID are not getting treated properly at these hospitals. And it's really strange to me how you can allow something like this. And then it depends on who's the doctor and who's the nurses. You know what I'm saying? It is horrible, right? Like, if your nurses are, really experienced and, they know that, the dangers of it. But then, like I said, for me, I'm a witness. I was there. I was with him. So I should have been back there to talk to a doctor or to talk to a nurse. But they're like, all of the we had blood work done. We did an x-ray. The blood work came back. All the tests that, we were waiting on, they came back okay. His blood pressure came back up. So that's okay. Blah, blah, blah. That still doesn't explain. Okay, Vern, that still doesn't explain why he passed out, why he stopped breathing, why he couldn't speak. That doesn't explain any of that. Why, when, the regular things that we have to do to cool him down, it wasn't working. This man was sweating bullets. And I'm like, I don't understand what it was. Did he have an allergic reaction to something he ate? Is it the mass that you guys found in his head? If it is a blood clot, what could happen? Like, there are no, what to do in a case of an emergency except for call 911. Like, they gave so much paperwork to me. And right, it could have been. Like, they gave me so many papers stapled together, of like just, the tests that they ran or whatever. But nothing on that paperwork had to do with the reason he went to the hospital. And that's ridiculous, because you don't let the people back there that need to be back there. I have a mask on. If you need me to be more protected, give me some scrubs or whatever. Do you think it's going to protect me? But I need to be the mouthpiece for him, because as he's coming into the hospital, he can't speak. And the only people that can tell you a minor, detail of what's going on is the EMTs, which weren't there when he had this episode twice. So we've been spending hours at the emergency room, only to get sent back home. So that's how my holiday has been going. Yeah. Had a doctor's appointment today. My doctor was on vacation. Had to see some random doctor or whatever, just so I could get my blood pressure medication, because my blood pressure has not been great, but, struggling through that. Jordan says, I have a purpose. I have to get to, on a mission, JM Foundation, 100%. yeah, the youth group, Future, and every penny that I make from the store goes to buying the building for the foundation. I'm so excited. That's awesome. So if you believe the youth are our future and mental health is important, which I do, please follow hashtag JMF Foundation movement on our journey. So if you have a Facebook page or an Instagram or something, drop the link so everybody can support JM Foundation. Um, it is. It's a great report. Like, you guys saw him, he's fine. But he was fine Christmas Day when we had to call, 911. And then Monday, you know what I'm saying? We had to do the same thing all over again. And my mom said when he came home the next day, the day after Christmas, my mom said, we are going to have to go back to the emergency room. It's like she saw a vision. She was like, we are going to have to go, so you may as well get prepared. And I'm like, why do you say that? She goes, I just feel it. And when she got here Monday, it was like everybody got here lickety split. I was on the phone with the doctors. Jordan was getting him out of the shower. My mom was walking through the door, and he literally was on the floor. And all I heard was Joseph, calling my name, like, I need your help. And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? I was not expecting to see, Uncle Luke passed out on the floor, just, drooling. No control at all. It was like he was just slipping away. And these people don't see that, so they don't understand what's going on unless you can tell them, what was going on. So this is a piss poor representation of how, our heroes at the hospital are supposed to be behaving. And it's really a piss poor method of how they have things going. Like, I was telling the lady at the front desk what was going on with the situation. Did she relay my message to the nurse or the doctors? Of course not. Of course not at all. All she wanted to know was, what kind of insurance he had. What's his name? Let me get his birth date. Now is it the same insurance? And I'm like, okay, cool. If that's the way you want to play it, fine. But I'm telling you now, when they call me for to how was your experience, that phone call you get, I am not at all going to be playing games. They're going to get an earful from me because I think it's ridiculous. And it's not just for him. It's, a lot of people were being treated. The parking lot was full, you guys, of people who couldn't go into the hospital. And then guess what? The parking spaces, if you didn't have a handicap sticker, are $5. So if you go to the emergency room at Decatur General in Decatur, Alabama, guess what? You will be paying $5 unless you park across the street at the pharmacy. Yeah. That used to be totally free for the entire public. But if you are not in the ambulance or whatever, you have to park across the street from the hospital, or go all the way to the other side, which has nothing to do with the emergency room entrance or exit, all the way to the ramps, and then all the way, you have to travel through the entire hospital to get to the emergency room. So the emergency room parking is now $5. I'm just, so if you live in the area and you have to go to the emergency room, you better come in an ambulance and just, call for a ride when you get discharged. Because, it's ridiculous. It is like a money trap. It is crazy. Girl, I don't know. I'm like, I need to move or something because that's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm pissed about it still. But the happy thing is, Uncle is okay. He seems to be doing better. And he goes to see his doctor really soon. So we're excited about that. And I'm going to try to see if I can get him, an actual doctor here in the area, like, you know what I'm saying? Like closer. So he doesn't have to go all the way to the VA, for all this stuff. I know the VA, like, because he's a retired veteran, so the VA, does all this stuff for free, and then they give you like the little whatever that, if you have to travel far, they, take care of your expenses or whatever. But when it's like your health and you're 85 years old, you just need like, better care. And I don't feel like, especially with, and, have you guys heard about the new virus? It's like something totally different from COVID. So now you have that to worry about. So I've been looking up information about this new thing that's going around that, possibly you can get it from animals. They said that COVID was, you couldn't get it from an animal or whatever, this, that, and the other, even though it was detected and created first in a bat, which is an animal, is it not? But then now this new thing was detected in a pig. And so an Asian pig. And so now, humans can get it. And so it's spreading like wildfire. If it's not one thing, it's another. So now we have the vaccine for COVID. I have been seeing negative responses for that vaccine. So I saw an African American lady. That was the last thing that I was looking at on YouTube. And she was talking about her experience after taking the vaccine. And I got freaked out. So I was like, let me look and see, what the negative is opposed to the positive. If people are having positive results after taking the vaccine, that's great. But then when you start getting the negative, that's when it starts getting scary, because I'm like, well, if they offer us the vaccine, of course I'm going to go get it. But then now I'm like, are you guys going to do it? Who's getting the vaccine? Like, are you guys getting the vaccine or no? JJ, hi. Thank you. Thank you so much. Listen, let me tell you guys, I totally gave up on my hair. My hair does not like weave, apparently. I can do okay for a few hours with a lace front, but when it comes to like a quick weave, you know what I mean, and all that with the glue and stuff, my scalp and my hair, they rebuke it. And I had all my beautiful curls in my hair and all that kind of stuff, and I nearly scratched my scalp to death. I mean, like, it was all I could do. Just thinking about it, I want to scratch. And like right in the top here, like my scalp is sore because I'm like, ugh, like, I mean, I had to get it out. The saving grace is this stuff that I don't know. The next time I do like a hair video or something, I'll show you guys. But it's this stuff that's, I don't know, it's like jelly or something. And you like, if you braid your hair down or you slick it down and then you put this stuff over your hair, it like congeals, and then you put the quick weave on top of it. It is so weird. But when you get ready to take it off, all you need is water and it literally peels off. And I'm like, it's amazing. And I'm so glad. Thank you. I'm so glad that that's all it took to get that stuff off my hair, because I could not stop scratching. Like, it's just like, weave is not my friend anymore, and I'm a little upset about that. Tanya says, it's okay, I know you're upset, but so many people are dying and the nurses and doctors are nervous. They just trying their best. I mean, I kind of feel like that in a way, but you have to, your attitude doesn't have to be nasty. You know what I'm saying? That's really like comforting the people, even if they don't have, COVID or whatever. Like, whoever the head nurse in charge is, that's a part of, being in that field, or any field to where you're working with the public. You need to have some sort of customer service skills to make, because these like, it's your loved ones or you that's in the hospital, in the emergency room. And even though you're overworked and underpaid and you're tired and you're nervous, the thing is, to be calming and serene with these people, so we're not freaking out, or so your patients aren't freaking out. And I feel like maybe if they had more customer service skills, You know what I mean? Like don't bring your problems to work type of, if you work in customer service, you know what I mean? Like be a little more, like caring to everybody and not just a certain, group of people. Because it kind of makes some people are going to take this the wrong way. There are already a group of people out here that are thinking it's, a race problem. Then me, I'm just like, I'm looking at it like, okay, so you guys are being really, really biased, for some reason. Is it because, you know, we're not COVID patients, so we don't get treated fairly? Like, and then somebody else could go in there and take it a wrong way and think that, it's a money issue. Like, you just don't do that. Treat everybody the same, be nice, smile. That would help if you would smile. It does not take much to smile. You live in Los Angeles, so I'm praying for you. Trust me, I know. I know. It's crazy. I'm like, and I get it. Even the people at the store, like you get more smiles and small talk at the gas station or the truck stop than you do at the hospital. And I'm like, this is just not, and maybe it is about the news that just came out about this new virus or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I have never wanted to be an MD or, a full blown out RN. Like I've never wanted that, but I admire them because they do have some danger to deal with, whenever they go to the hospital, because you don't know what these people have. You have to be touching and breathing and, all this stuff. So I totally get it. But at the same time, I've never seen it like this. I'm 49 years old. I have never been treated rudely except for one time that I remember as a teenager. And, I already know what that was about. But that it was an older guy, gray hair, emergency room worker, not wanting to, treat us. So that was totally different. But this is my first time seeing, a staff of people just like really be short and just, and I'm like, what the heck did I do to you? It's ridiculous. Anyway, let's see what else has been going on out here. Let me check my messages, see what you guys are chatting about. Oh, let me tell you guys. And thank you guys. Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Tanya. Let me tell you guys. Talking about the memberships. So, content for the members is going to be once, maybe twice a week. My members, your content is going to start in January, which is only a couple days, right? I took a poll on my community tab, and for everybody that is a member and everybody that wants to be a member, my members want to follow my weight loss journey. So that's going to be exclusive, but also, I'm going to put some exclusive news stories in there for you guys as well. More like topics. When I post a short story on the community tab and I want to elaborate on it, I'm going to put, the real, juicy, ooey gooey stuff in there for the members, like, elaborating. You're going to lose. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm already losing weight, which is why you can't see me from the bottom down, because I've got my pants tied up. Listen, I have my pants tied up. My shirt is a little big. I didn't go clothes shopping at all because I already knew. I already knew with my stomach issues and stuff, but I know people are concerned about me. I don't mind talking about my health issues, but they want to follow my weight loss journey and see what I'm doing to, lose weight and slim down. And so I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to do it. Um, yeah, I've been asked to, do some vlogging and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what the second channel is going to, be. May just me goofing off or something like that. Um, but, just trying to feel it out. 2021, I have a before picture, which is horrible. It is horrible. But my timeline is July the 9th, which is my birthday. So we're going to see, you're going to get to see the before and the after, and, see what 50 years old looks like July the 9th, 2021. So mark your calendars, get you a notebook. If you want all the tips and tricks and all this kind of stuff, get you a notebook. I'll probably be sharing my exercises with you guys, so if you're members, you know, it's the real. It's the real. We need a before and after. You'll get it. But it's gonna be the real deal, no editing or anything like that. Just the real highs and lows, ups and downs, like the real. It's going to be kind of like a reality story. You know what I mean? Like you really get the 411 on me. So if I have a cheat day, you guys get to see how I cheat. But if I just have a day to where, I fell off the wagon, you get to see that too. It's like, it's gonna be a hot mess, but it's gonna be great. Someone asked me if I was gonna do Patreon. I most certainly am not, because I got my membership here, and then I also have my membership on my website. Now listen, a lot of you guys are members of my website as well. I'm revamping the website completely to go with the second channel. I kind of wanted this website to encompass, things on my website, but I just feel like if I add too much or if I change this channel, I'll lose a lot of people, and I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like we have a thing, like this is current events over here, so I don't want to mess with that. So my second channel may encompass the things that we have, on the website. It may be, personal, more, life coaching and stuff like that. But I don't want to take away from like the YouTube tips. So I'll probably do that here. Someone also asked me, hey, sugar. I love it. Sugar, honey, iced tea. Hey. What I want to do also, including some, really good topics that we can talk about instead of doing like a weekly recap. I don't like doing the weekly recap, but I definitely want to do, some really good topics when I go live, whatever. So I'm going to be utilizing my community tab a lot during 2021, so that I can get you guys' opinion on a lot of things. And I know a lot of people don't really use their community tab, but a lot of people do. And there are a lot of topics, not just about, the chocolate sisters and all that, but just, stuff in general that we need to be addressing and we need to be talking about, um, that people sometimes seem to shy away from, especially on YouTube. I'm definitely going to be, upping the ante, because there's stuff that we need to be talking about, just so we have a voice as, chocolate people, as, women in general, as human beings in general. There's so much going on, and, so look, I mean, not stupid stuff. We have the fun stuff that we see on TV. I love reality TV, but, there's mental stability, there's emotional health, there's physical health. You know what I'm saying? We need to be, there's spiritual health. We need to be addressing that stuff. And I feel like it's important, to be well rounded. And I just don't want it to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not Wendy Williams. So we need to go higher and move beyond, the Wendy Williams of YouTube, if you will. Sugar says your natural hair is such a cute side. Oh, thank you. Don't you love it? I have so many headbands now. Like, I have a ton of headbands. I don't know why, but I went in the store. There's this store out here that's called the 99-cent store, and I went out there and lost my freaking mind. I have so many headbands. People are gonna think I'm a baby or something. Like, why do you keep putting? I've got hair clips, hair bows, side pieces, like, the little clips that have like superstar and all that kind of, like, I just went bananas and got like hair jewelry or whatever, because I felt like I had to do something, because, like I said, weave does not like me anymore. And I don't know if you guys, are weave wearers or not. Do you guys wear like extra hair? I don't know. I've been wearing weave my entire life, on and off. And now it's like, it's like, get it out of my hair. Don't put it in my hair. Like, my scalp, I scratched the fire out of my scalp. Right here in the top, I kid you not, it is so sore. I mean, I just can't deal with it. So I guess 2021 is going to be more of a natural thing. All the clips and bows look so cute in our natural hair, no matter the age. Because I'm telling you, I lost my mind. Before I knew it, I had blew like $100 bill, and I'm like, but I have an Ulta card, and so my hair care products, I've been using this product called Cake for my natural hair, and it is so good. It smells just like cake, but the actual product is so good. Like, if I had my ring light on, you guys could see like the little curls and stuff. I guess it has been like, let me be free. Sugar, my hair is like, let me free. Give me free, oh. So I'm like, okay, all right. What bombed in 2020? Movie reviews. You guys do not like movie reviews at all, so we're not gonna worry about movie reviews. I may do like a whole nother channel for movie reviews, because I do watch a lot of movies. I thought about doing a book club, but that kind of bombs. You guys asked for like more Bible topics, so we'll definitely do that. I'll keep putting polls up, and you guys just keep saying, what you want. But I always do at the first of the year a dream board live stream. So we're definitely going to do the live stream. I may do the dream board tomorrow or the day after. I'm not really sure yet. But if you're interested in joining me for the 2021 dream board, I have designed my own little notebook instead of a board, because I don't want it to hang on my wall anywhere. I literally want to carry it with me and use it like every day. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I got this composition notebook, and I actually redesigned the composition notebook so that it's like it's the right shape. I cut it down so it's the right shape and size, and I dressed it up real cute and pretty so that I can, continue the journey and not just have a dream board and then it just be on the wall somewhere as a piece of art, because that doesn't do any good. But to write in it every day, did I, reach this goal? And, what am I doing to reach this, goal that I have? Whether it's weight loss or just nutrition, or, your, overall health, or getting a new job, or, you know what I mean? Just whatever it is, it's important. Self growth and self esteem and learning to love yourself is also important. And so my thing is, yeah, it's not just a dream board, but it's like, this is what, we need to be doing. Tanya says, question for you. What animal talked in the Bible? A donkey. Sugar. Sugar says, years ago when I went natural, I tried all kinds of products and all the cheapy type products ended up working after all those daggone YouTube recommendations. I have found, listen, a cake is affordable and I love it. Sugar says it sounds as though you're starting to journal. Oh, I've been journaling for years. I am addicted to traveler's notebooks. I've been journaling for years. Um and I've always done like a dream board, but they don't work for me. I feel like, if I put it in a book form, that it will get more use and I'll actually look, I'll grab for it. I reach for it, You reach for things that make you happy. Obviously I love the color pink. So my notebook is pink. It's got pink stuff in it. I have a pretty pink pen and glitter and shiny and things that you reach for that you have to do. I'm also keeping a health journal for 2021 because my blood pressure has been kind of, up and down. And so I get to, put my health stuff in there, my blood pressure, um, just important things. Yeah, people don't really, think that a habit tracker is really good, but if you want to track your mood, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, keep a diary for your diabetes, if any type of problems or whatever. It's really good at the beginning and the end of the year to see where you began something and then at the end, where you ended up. You know what I'm saying? Then you can look at it and say, did I actually make progress? Am I doing better in life? Did I not? You know what I'm saying? And it holds you accountable and it's something that like you have to be real with yourself. Once it's in your hand and you're looking at it because you wrote it and it's about you, then you're holding yourself accountable for what you did and didn't do. So I've always thought that that was so important. And nobody has to look at this but you. So if you lie to yourself, it's kind of like, what you doing? So yeah, just saying. But anyway, I wanted to come on here for a few minutes and tell you guys what happened and why I had been absent for a couple days because I haven't posted any videos. And that's the reason why. Trying to keep an eye on Uncle Luke, trying to, decide what content I'm doing for, you know what I'm saying, 2021. How I'm going to open up 2021 on my platform, this, that, and the third. So I have got some really good ideas up my sleeve for you guys and for the other channel and my website. It's important for me to have multiple streams of income. So I have the podcast, I have my website, I have YouTube. I want to add, products and services. So I have got, some things on the, but well, I actually do have an online store. If you go to my website, affiliate marketing is one of the things that I do. And so, somebody did send me an email for me to talk about that. So I'm going to be incorporating ways that you can work from home, ways that you can have a side hustle and stuff like that. Things that I know that actually make money, whether, I've done it, I've tried it, or I do it now. And it's not as hard as people think. It's really, one of the easiest things. You'll get to know if it's for you or if it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? It is so easy. If you use Instagram, if you use Facebook already to be an affiliate marketer, that's like, that could pay for a bill a month. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing really you have to do except for talk about the product. If you use the product, you enjoy the product, you talk about the product, and then other people want to buy the product because, they see you using it. And so affiliate marketing is just an easy way to actually make some money. So I'm excited to share all of that stuff with you guys. 2021 is going to be remarkable. It's going to be so much better than the end of 2019. It's going to be better than 2020. We are expecting miracles. We're expecting growth. We're expecting wonderful things to happen. So I'm going to get out of here, make sure Uncle Luke is okay. And I'm getting ready for bed because what time is it? It's like 8:30. So I'm going to go watch RuPaul's Drag Race because I've been watching it. Yeah, I've been watching it. It's like the what do you call it? It's a marathon. And I love RuPaul. It's like, how does RuPaul look so good, but he's still a guy? It's so weird. I mean, he's not an ugly guy, but I'm just saying, like, how much makeup does it actually take? It's like, I'm interested to know that it's a beautiful woman, and then you look and you go, that's a guy. Like, that's all. That's for a whole nother show. We're going to talk about some stuff. I'm definitely putting RuPaul on the list, but thanks for listening to me rant and rave. Thank you for sending love and prayers and good vibes to Uncle Luke. I'm going to be talking to you guys tomorrow as well. The I had some things planned for you guys because I know that there are some people during the holiday season, they're alone, and it kind of put a damper on things when the bomb went off in Tennessee and it knocked our internet and stuff out. I couldn't do what I had planned, but there's always, a reason for everything. Um, and I was like, well, I'm going to spend my New Year's Eve and my New Year's, with my YouTube family, because why not? I'm not going out there for anything. So, anyway, I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Please stay safe, mask it up, get your sanitizer, and think about some of the goals and things that you guys want to do for 2021 so we can talk about it, in the next couple of days. So, mwah, good night, everybody, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.